morning. This is the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. What's next for you? Visit cnext.bank for more. Thanks so much for joining us on this Wednesday morning. A lot of folks are waking up after a pretty raucous round of thunderstorms that moved through the area yesterday. We'll recap those. We'll take a look at some of the rain totals and some of the observed rain totals. Let me pull those up so I can read those for you here in just a second. Check if some of the power outage numbers, visibilities, and also Tropical Depression 7 already has formed out over the open Atlantic. We'll get to that as well. Quick check of the radar made possible by Brown's Roofing. You can schedule your free roof inspection at brownsroofingla.com. And the radar currently over the last couple of hours does not show anything in our area. So let's rewind to a couple of hours of time yesterday. These are not active warnings, again, but it kind of shows the loop of the storms that move through northern Louisiana and southern Arkansas with numerous severe thunderstorm warnings. We started with a severe thunderstorm warning during the 2 o'clock hour across portions of Madison and Tensas parishes, and then there was an additional warning that included portions of Franklin and Catahoula, Concordia, Tensas parishes, and then really outflow from storms earlier in the day continued to travel westward, and that led to the explosion of thunderstorms that we had in the 68-mile-an-hour wind gust that was observed at the Monroe Regional Airport. That caused some power outages last night. A lot of them fairly, I would say, widespread, or at least not what I would consider sporadic across the region. And we also had one lone storm that kind of moved through portions of Columbia County and western Union County and southern Arkansas, a little bit more isolated in its overall scope, but still packing a punch as it moved through. Jay said he heard the thunder last night in Bastrop, and that's aside from the one little lone storm that popped up earlier in the afternoon in and around town, that was pretty much all you guys saw. And again, there were some areas that got smacked pretty hard by some storms yesterday, and there are also some areas that did not see a drop of rainfall. Check rainfall totals from the last 24 hours, and a lot of these are radar estimates and unofficial. Check of ULM's Mesonet, the Louisiana Mesonet, powered by the University of Louisiana Monroe. And it looks like ULM picked up right at 3/4 of an inch of rain yesterday, a little over 1/3 of an inch of rain in Sicily Island and in Jonesville. Little over 3/4 of an inch of rain in Farmerville. Columbia picking up about 6/100 of an inch of rain. So again, you can kind of get the general idea of some of those rain totals. And again, radar estimates over an inch of rain in some spots as those storms rolled through yesterday. Of course, some areas seeing nothing, so scattered rain yields scattered rain totals. If you're close to one of these towns and you're going, we didn't get anything close to that, again, a lot of those are radar estimates. Check of the power outages over the area currently, and these are not by city, these are more by parish and county, so it's not Magnolia with 0.1% of their customers out. It would be Columbia County that's without those. Same in Ouachita Parish, almost a 1%, 0.9% of residents or customers are without power. Again, could be a lot worse, but and it was a lot worse earlier in the evening yesterday, and power has really been restored to a great number of folks compared to where we were yesterday evening. Visibility is down with some of the rainfall across the region. There is some patchy fog developing this morning. Visibility down to 1 mile in Magnolia, 2 miles in Camden. We've had some patchy fog in the Monroe, West Monroe area. Again, it's not as big of a problem, but there could be some limited visibilities as you step out and about today. Here's a look at temperatures, and a lot of spots are, again, benefiting from the rain-cooled air from last night and falling well into the upper end of the 60s and kind of outperforming where we expected overnight lows. I expected us to hover closer to 70, but then again, we also were not expecting as widespread a thunderstorm potential or activity that we saw yesterday. Futurecast is a little bit more muted with the thunderstorm potential today. I'm not saying that we can't see it. In fact, all of the ingredients are still there for some isolated thunderstorm potential. There's also the thought process that because of the rain yesterday, maybe some areas are a smidge overturned in terms of their environment and don't have those same ingredients. That's not necessarily the case when it comes to summertime pop-up showers and storms, but really just depends on how the residual cloud cover treats us through the rest of the day. We're back into the low 70s or upper 60s as we start Thursday morning, and then you can see the spotty storm potential a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more vigorous as we go through the daytime hours on Thursday. That could be a bummer for some. I know we have Sterlington and Ouachita playing tomorrow night, and that should be a doozy of a game in Ouachita Parish, and it should be probably a fairly highly attended game as well. We'll keep an eye on the storm potential there. Check of the water vapor imagery, and again, we're a little bit more under the influence of an upper low instead of that big upper ridge of high pressure, and that's also what's kind of helping to foster the rain potential. We've got a lot of upper level systems kind of in flux moving through the region, so that big ridge of high pressure that was so staunch and aggressive and in our area is kind of just like a placeholder in the forecast, and it's kind of gotten moved and squished out of the way. We'll keep an eye on it as we go through the next couple of days as it looks to kind of build back in early parts of next week. Here's a check of the tropical satellite. Tropical Depression 7. We started advisories, the National Hurricane Center did, at 4 o'clock this morning on the newest tropical depression. And as soon as they issued the first outlooks and everything on it, it really started to look rather puny. But again, that's what tropical depressions do. They kind of ebb and flow in their intensity. A check of the forecast cone associated with Tropical Depression 7. Maximum sustained winds at 35 miles per hour. Pressure is at 1,007 millibars, moving west at 13 miles per hour. The general forecast cone continues it on a west-northwest track for a couple of days, and then more westerly, kind of being steered around a ridge of high pressure out over the central Atlantic. And there's a weakness in that ridge that it kind of finds early next week, and more than likely we'll continue to see a northwesterly trek. Obviously, as you take a look at that forecast cone, the initial one that you see right there, it does not bode a lot of overwhelming concerns for the Gulf Coast region, our area. Obviously, we'll watch on that. The next new track comes from the National Hurricane Center at 10 o'clock this morning. I'll bring it to you with our midday forecast, and a reminder that your tropical forecast, your hurricane season information is made possible by Russell Moore Lumber. Your lumber number, you call A-Hall, give them a call today. Go check out all of their breakfast seasonings and sauces and barbecue rubs and stuff as well. Got some good selection out there. Again, next update's at 10 a.m. from the Hurricane Center. I'll bring that to you around midday. Claudia, good morning. Thanks so much for joining the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. Mid-90s for highs today. Again, if you don't see the rain, 96, 97 is a possibility. If the showers and storms pop up early enough in your area, you may only get to 91 or 92. But the spotty storms are, again, a possibility. Really toyed with the notion of dropping the rain chances for the day down to 10%. But we'll keep them at 20. Just to save face. Overnight lows tonight near 70. The clouds continue. Again, possibly an overnight shower or storm. 7-day forecast. I gave this a little bit of a refresher this morning. When the morning model data comes in, we'll give it a full refresh for midday. Most of us are still in the low to mid-90s. Morning lows, upper 60s to near 70. If I had to pick a day that had the best chances of rain, it would probably be Friday. Again, I really not overly confident that any one particular area is going to see that much rain. So, but where we do see rain, similar to yesterday, they build up quickly, they collapse quickly. It could produce some gusty winds, and an isolated strong to severe storm can't be ruled out as well. Justin, good morning. Susan, good morning as well. I was glad to be here yesterday. Sorry I was a little late. Like I said, we had a ribbon cutting ceremony for the Digital Weather Desk. It was planned months in advance as we were getting ready to launch the whole venture, and some things you just can't reschedule. We had a lot of our local business partners with us and family friends and just trying to, get everything kind of officially launched. And I'll bring you some pictures and some updates. We have some thank yous to pass along from yesterday's event as well. And a reminder, the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank is a digital weather platform serving 33 parishes and counties across northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and western Mississippi. Again, made possible by the businesses that you see there on your screen, and we can't thank them enough. If you're a local business that is interested in partnering with us, you can email me at jared@digitalweatherdesk.com. How can you at home play a role in this? It's simple. You are already doing that. Follow us on our digital platforms or your favorite digital platforms. You don't have to follow us on all of them, just your favorite ones, or all of them. Doesn't matter. Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitch, TikTok, Threads, and YouTube. And as always, when you can, support our business partners. Again, if you don't necessarily need their services, just send them a message and say thank you. And let them know that what they're doing and what they're investing in for your safety is appreciated. Pat, thanks so much for your kind words. Good morning, Betty, Christina, and Janet. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining the Digital Weather Desk. There's your 7-day. The Too Long Didn't Read comes out a little bit later today, right around 9:30-ish, or whenever I get done tripping over my words, and we can get it out to you. And then also midday forecast. We'll have a look at the tropical forecast as we go through the day as well. Evening forecast coming 4 or 5 o'clock, depending on how the radar's acting, and football forecast tomorrow. So we got a lot of stuff going on for the rest of the week, even though the weather patterns are still generally quiet. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. I'll check in with you in a couple of hours, and be careful out there if there's any fog issues, and we'll keep an eye on the radar as we go through